Hey everybody, welcome back. So recently Vevor reached out to me and said they had a list of products they were promoting and would I be interested in looking at any of them. So I took a look through and I'll be honest with you, I'm getting a little bit picky. I really don't want to take a look at anything that I'm not interested in and don't think you're interested in either, or that I don't know how to use or aren't willing to learn how to use. And this popped up. And this is, and I'm really liking the aluminum case that it's in. And the fact that their name and how to reach them is printed on the front, I like that. But this box is way superior to the old blow molded plastic boxes, which I just absolutely hated. But this is their diamond hole saw for masonry kit, or one of them. They have about 10 different combinations of masonry kits in here. This one runs, if I remember correctly, from 8 millimeters to 65 millimeters. It is all diamond encrusted or infused, whatever you want to call it. They look very nicely made. They're designed for a 5/8 arbor, like for an angle grinder. And yeah, they seem really well made. Then it goes all the way down to these small ones that don't have a, they drill a hole, but they're not a hole saw like, they take a plug out like some of the others. But nonetheless, they're all nicely made. There's a couple of extra ones that I really have never used before, so I'm not 100% sure when you would use them. I can see the cone being useful as a deburring tool, but I'm not sure when else you would use a cone like that. And then there's this, which I think they call a finger cutting bit. And yeah, I've never used one. I've never even seen one of these before. I'm sure many of you out there know what they are. And then there's also an adapter if you want to put them on a regular handheld drill or in a drill press, assuming, or some other similar type of machine. And there's also comes with a cutoff wheel that's also diamond encrusted and comes with a manual. It's a pretty bare bones manual, but I mean, for something like this, I think it's probably about all you're going to get. Shows you a picture, tells you how not to hurt yourself with it. This one page here actually gives you some tips on how to use it, and the rest is just a description and model number for each part that comes in it, and that's pretty much it. So I have used these before. I've remodeled probably just about every bathroom in every house I've ever lived in, so I've cut a bunch of holes in tile, so I'm certainly not new at that, even though I absolutely will not ever claim to be an expert at it. But I'm going to find some old pieces of tile floating around, and we will drill some holes in it, and we will see how this works. So I thought I had some floor tiles to test these drills on, and I didn't. I think I gave them all away to a friend of mine, and so I was down at Lowe's doing something else, and I picked a couple up. These are just the cheapest Project Source brand, which is their own store brand, floor tiles they had. And I think they were 49 cents each. I don't have a backer board. Oh my gosh, when I was there, on the same aisle that these were on, they had individual diamond drills like these packaged. These things in Lowe's, and I'll put a picture right here. These things in Lowe's are $28 each. And this saw blade was another $28. Holy crap. Let's try it first just on a drill with the adapter, and then we will try it on an angle grinder. Why not? What do we got to lose? So I'm just going to test this one here. That's about the size I think I would probably use most of the time, although this smaller one might be even closer. Anyway, I'm just going to try one of them and we'll see what it does. So I need the adapter. Oh, and I got a little water here in case we want to try it wet. But here we go. Let's just give it a go. What do we got to lose? I haven't done this for a long time, but I have done it. You're supposed to kind of start at an angle, I think. Of course, this wouldn't move if you were doing it for real. So So as you saw, I found I was, after the fact, after I was all done and went back in and looked at the video, I saw I was blocking the camera in almost every shot. So I came back out. I thought I'd do it outside because I'd already cleaned all the mess up in the garage, and I don't want to make that big mess again. And I've now got my tile screwed down to this board so it can't move, so that should help. And so yeah, let's cut some more holes. I cut these. Whoops, sorry about that. I cut these while I was still in the garage. It works great, but let's cut a couple more where hopefully I won't be blocking the view of the camera. Let's start with the drill in one of the smaller ones. So we'll take the adapter, we'll put the adapter in, and I'm sure I'm blocking the camera or doing something wrong again because it seems to be the way things are going. Let's try this one. This is not the same one as the other day. Oh, see, got a little bit of paint or powder coat on the threads. But let's set this thing to drill. Let's put some water down to try and keep the dust under control. The wind is blowing away from me. If you do this inside, you need a dust mask or a respirator on, unless you're doing it with lots of liquid, because it just throws a ton of dust around. So the technique is to start slightly tipped. And then kind of rock it around as you're drilling. And there we are, we're all the way through. There's our piece. That's a pretty clean hole. I'll clean this up and show you all these holes when I'm done, and I'll show you the pieces as well. Let's try one on the grinder. Let's try the biggest one on the grinder. I haven't tried that one yet. All right, let's cut a great big hole in it. Let's go right here. Same technique, rock it around. Start with it slightly tipped, and then once it digs in, start rocking it around. I'm going to put a little bit more water in there to try and keep the dust down. And there we go. We are cut completely through. There's our piece. And let's do the saw. I tried the saw the other day too when I was covering everything up with my fat head. You can see the piece I cut out here. But you know what? Let's do it again because now you're looking. Now you can see too. And it just fits right on your angle grinder. And we'll just cut a chunk out of it. And there's your chunk. And that blade is barely warm. These things don't hardly even get hot cutting holes like this, especially if you're lubricating it. So as you can see, these things cut through, and where's the other one? It's on the drill. These things cut through, and they get, I mean, there is literally, you can't see any wear on these at all. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Besides, it looks like it's about to start raining out here, and I don't really want to be out in the rain. Here are the 4 actual cutters I used. And I'm hoping that you can see those because I can't see the camera screen. There is no appreciable wear on these at all. Let me see if I can get a better look. There we go. Now I can see the camera screen. And there's no appreciable wear on these at all. I think you could cut 100 holes with these and not really see any appreciable wear on them. Here's the saw blade. It also, I can't see any signs of wear on that. Here are the holes that cut. Now these ones that kind of look a little bit goofy, these are the ones I did in the garage, and this thing was moving all around on me. These ones I did out here, these two I did out here where I had it pinned down, they are a lot cleaner. And I'm assuming if you were doing it, you would find some way to hold the tile nice and flat and in place so it didn't want to move all around on you. And yeah, it worked. They worked really good. In fact, they worked better than the one that I bought last one I bought a number of years ago. I can't remember what problems I had with it, but they didn't want to work really well. Here are the pieces I cut. Again, 4 of them are going to be when the thing was in the garage and they were moving all over. These are the ones from out here where it's a much nicer, smoother cut, but I don't have any issues with those at all. They cut through it without a problem. Here's the ones from the blade itself. Again, cut through it without any problem, very quickly and without any problem. So I'm pretty impressed with this. If you're a homeowner, this might be something you want to pick up and just have in your toolkit if you think you're going to be doing this, because it's a whole lot less expensive to buy them ahead of time like this than it is to wait to the last moment and have to run down to the store and buy 1 or 2 single ones. If you're a pro, this is probably a nice set for you. Certainly good enough to have as a backup if the super expensive one you normally use gets stolen or fails or in some way does not work. So I just want to say thanks to Vevor for sending this out for us to take a look at. Thanks to you guys for watching my videos, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.